All you have to do is change the way you eat and incorporate certain organic foods in your diet. Believe me, it can be done. They ain't gonna tell you that it's gonna be done because they're in the business to make money. We all know that. We all adults here, right? Yeah, we all adults. So we can admit that. They're not going to admit it, but I can admit it. They are in the business to make money, and it is what it is. They count on and rely on your ignorance about health and about how to take care of yourself. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Once again, welcome to Pay Yourself Back. I'm your host, C-Los, guys, and here on my channel, if you didn't know, it's always about enjoying life, having a good time, being mentally aware, and at the same time being spiritually well, guys. It is another beautiful day here in Port St. Lucie, Florida, guys. And we are going into a new year of 2023. 2022 is gone. It's out of here. 2023, guys. And listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and click all notifications so you'll be notified every time I publish a video. Yeah. Let me fix my thing here, guys. I know you're probably saying, man, I miss you guys. Where the heck is C-Los been? Well, guys, listen, I'm still in the land of the living. I'm still around. I'm still doing fantastic. And I hope you guys are doing fantastic as well. What I wanted to talk to you guys today about, this will probably be the first video 2023, is make sure, guys, that you take care of your health. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, guys, because I think it's important. Take care of your health. Whatever you did in 2022 is in the past, guys. We're looking at a new year. I hope you guys set some goals. I mean, you know, we always get this thing about New Year's resolutions, this and that. I don't believe in that necessarily. I think that you shouldn't wait till New Year's to set some goals and to do better for yourself. I mean, this should be a goal that you should want to achieve and accomplish daily. I mean, it's something that throughout the year that you should be working on to do. So, you know, 2022, 2021, these have been very, very trying. The last couple of years has been very, very trying. I mean, a lot of difficulties, lost a lot of people out there. And so, you know, for all my military veterans, you guys know I'm a military veteran with a service-connected disability, as there are a lot of you guys out there. And I'm especially speaking, I'm talking to everybody, but I'm especially speaking to my veterans. Veterans don't seem to have a problem with going to get checked out, you know, because that's part of your, if you are disabled, you know, you're over a certain percentage, then you automatically, you know, you get your appointments, you go see your primary care provider, blase. On the other hand, I don't know how many people out there who or in the system basically go see their doctor on a regular basis. But I'm gonna tell you guys, it's very important that you go and get yourself checked out. Very, very important. I'm particularly talking to the fellas. Now, I know there's the majority of my subscribers out there and people who watch me are my age, I'm 50, or near, you know, probably 30, 40, 50 and up. This is a mature audience, so I know there's a lot of people who tune in to me and that can relate to what I'm saying. You know, we as men, sometimes we get a little bit stubborn, and especially when it comes down to going to see the doctor, whether it's the doctor, whether it's the dentist or whatever. But I'm telling you, the importance is very important to go get yourself checked out, guys. You know, we just come off of the holiday. You know, I know a lot of us, not me, but a lot of us pigged out. I always tell people, if you look at the health conditions of a lot of people, especially here in America, one of the major issues is what you put in your mouth causes a lot of health issues that can be avoid it. I'm not an expert. I'm not a medical, in the medical field or anything like that. But what I do know is that America is huge. People are not living nowadays. I mean, they're not living to be 70 and 80 years old. I mean, it's just a fact. If you look around, you see people are dying like early, like 30, 40, 50 years old. I mean, people not living to be the age of our grandparents, and it's just a fact, guys. And a large part of that is what you put in your mouth. And I can speak on this because for a couple of years, I tried the vegan thing. I was a vegan, and becoming a vegan is not necessarily because you have health issues. People used to ask me that all the time. Man, do you have health problems? No, I don't have health problems. I'm perfectly healthy. The point is, when you recognize and you understand that foods nowadays in America are not the same as 30 years ago. A lot of genetically modified foods. You got to pay attention to foods, processed foods, cancer-causing foods, carcinogens, meat in particular. I'm not saying don't eat your meat, but you have to be mindful of some things. And what being a vegan forced me to do was just study how certain foods that you eat and how your body reacts to those foods. And I know, like I said, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all these holidays, people, culturally speaking, or traditionally speaking, shall I say, people, they tend to go out and they tend to overdo it. Now, if you're going to do that, look, 2023, go get yourself checked out. Go get yourself checked out. Go, if you're not in the habit of seeing your doctor regularly, I'm just letting you know, just go see your doctor, man. Go get your blood work done. I'm a veteran, like I say, and I go to the VA. I have a care provider, and I always go and get my blood work done at least once, sometime twice a year. And so, I don't know if they do. I'm sure they do this with, even in the private sector. They give you basically a progress report. On here, CBC, complete blood count. Your blood is normal. Now I look at this, and the good thing about this little this chart here, or these results, shall I say, is that they do the blood and they do the urine, and if they detect some, it's going to let you know. There's a range that is normal, the normal range that they consider to be healthy or in good health. There's a range. Your kidney function is normal. Now, out of this whole sheet, I think the most important thing that you need to pay attention to, if you guys are getting these little results, or the progress report as I call them, is your cholesterol. Your cholesterol and hypertension, high blood pressure, those are your silent killers. Those are the ones, if your levels are too high, your LDL, your low density lipoprotein, shall I say. The good thing about this paper here and this progress report of this results, it gives you a range. So for example, your LDL cholesterol should be within a certain range, 25 to 100, something like that. If it's over 100, if you're at 135, 150, 200, you're putting yourself at risk. So these are things that you need to pay attention to, guys. Again, go get yourself checked, man. It's not worth it. Again, going back to the vegan thing, I'm not perfect, and I know I let myself go from time to time, but I know and I'm aware of what I eat that may cause me to have health problems. And there's a lot of people out there that have no clue. The obvious thing: fast foods, processed foods. I mean, organic foods. And when I say organic, I'm not necessarily, there's a lot of frauds out there that they sell in the store. They say it's organic. As soon as they put that organic label on it, people, they're like, oh, how are you going to have an organic chicken? If it's organic, it comes from the earth, plant-based. And I'm not saying, hey, you eat your meat, eat your meat. But what I'm saying is that incorporate more greens into your eating plan. more greens, spinach, turnip green, mustard greens. I don't too much like cabbage. And when you cook these things, guys, don't put a freaking pound of lard and fat back and all that stuff in it. Just, if you can, you know, use coconut oil or use an alternative type of oil, something a little bit more healthier than just your regular lard or whatever you guys use out there. And people say, well, I can't afford to eat healthy, or I can't afford to do this and that. And I'm like, well, your doctor bill will reflect on whether or not you can afford it. You can afford it. You just have to educate yourself. And I think a lot of people are just not, listen, when you go to the doctor and as a specialist gets involved, and this is just a fact, and this is not to say anything bad about the medical field, but it is a business, and a lot of times these specialists, whether it's a specialist for your heart, or a specialist, a dialysis clinic, or a specialist for whatever condition, a neurologist, whatever your sickness is, these guys, they get paid. And listen, it's just a fact, and nobody might not say this, but I'm just going to say it. You know, they kind of get, in a sense, to me, they count on you being illiterate and ignorant of the fact on how to take care of yourself when it comes down to what you put in your mouth. I mean, these guys get paid sometimes, and I've seen it happen. They a lot of times they profit off of your ignorance. And they don't have, not all, but a lot of them don't have your best interest at heart. They have the best interest for their wallet in mind when they deal with you. And so I challenge my doctors all the time. Well, my primary care provider all the time. If it's something that I know they're just blowing smoke, I'm gonna stop them right there. Look, that don't sound right. And if they tell me something, then I'll go back and research it for my own. And there's a lot of misinformation on the internet as well. So you just kind of have to find your way when it comes down to doing research and stuff like that. But I think for all people, you know, the pills, the medication that you take, if you just, because there's a plant out there that contains the same vitamin E, the same vitamin C, the same magnesium, the same selenium, the same copper, you know, all of your trace minerals and your micronutrients can be found in natural foods. You just don't know it. So when a doctor prescribes you, says, okay, well, you're something, whatever, deficient, vitamin D or vitamin E deficient. So here, I'm going to give you this pill. You can find that same vitamin in something like an avocado or a sweet potato, you know, or like I say, spinach or broccoli. Take a look at yourself. Take a look at, you know, some things that you're going to have to do health-wise, physically-wise, you know, you can do for yourself. The doctor, he's just a tool, he's just an instrument. And by the time it gets to that point where you need a doctor, it's probably going to be too late. But you can do some preventative measures to make sure that you are in good health. Exercise. If you don't want to exercise, I get it, we get older. Sometimes you don't want to go for a walk, you don't want to go for a bike ride, you don't want to go to the gym, I get that. Well, in that case, then just change the way you eat, change your eating habit. Stop, cut down on eating a lot of processed foods. And some people say, well, okay, I won't eat red meat. Well, I just eat chicken. And that's fine, eat your chicken. Bake your chicken instead of frying it if you have to. But at the end of the day, any meat. I mean, I'm just saying, and I'm not a hater of people who eat meat or meat, period. And it's not the meat that's really affecting your health. It's how they process the meat to make it presentable when you go to that case in the meat market and say, give me that steak, give me that pork chop or whatever. It's the process. Give me that deli meat, ham, sodium, high levels of it, all of that good stuff. And like I say, guys, I was a vegan for a couple years, and I transitioned to vegetarian and now pescatarian. So I know I study. And this is nothing. You look on the internet, and all this information can be found online. It's not like I'm just pulling this out of, my rear end. All of this stuff, you can research it for yourself, and it's going to come up and tell you the same thing. But it's kind of about self-discipline. You got to have that self-discipline if you want to live. I mean, if you want to live longer, think about it. People are dropping, and they're not living to be 70 and 80 years old. They're not living to be the age that our grandparents, lived and are still living. They're not living. It's a different world nowadays. You got social media, you got commercials, you got fast food. People, they want to create the image like you don't have time to cook. You got to work to be able to provide for your family. Well, that's true. But sometimes you got to make time to take care of yourself. The job is just a job. You need it, but you got to make time. So for 2023, guys, listen, tighten up the shot group, man. And I want to just thank everybody. I know I've been away for a little bit, but I'm still here. I'm still around. I just want to thank everybody for the support. People that I run into out here in Port St. Lucie. Chunk of deuce. It's a beautiful day today. It's not too hot. It's in the 70s probably, mid 70s, or it's going to be. It's still pretty early right now, but it's going to be a nice day. Yeah, guys. So anyway, guys, once again, like I say, thank y'all for tuning in to Pay Yourself Back. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Like the video, and until next time, be well, my friend. And listen, take care of your health, man. Until next time, CeeLos out, baby.